Anil Reddy to handle the next session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. How many of you saw my Instagram reel speaking in Malayalam? Do you believe that? Yeah, it went viral, and I have a lot of colleagues from Kerala. And actually, there's a person talking, then I repeated after him, and we recorded a video. Then after that, we cropped it, and it looked like as if I'm speaking Malayalam fluently. But honestly, I can speak Malayalam very little because I lived in Dubai for 4 years and I watch a lot of Malayalam movies. I've become a big fan of movies coming from this part of the world. And I think this is the only movies in India that is making Indian movies proud. And a big round of applause. Okay, guys, I have come all the way from Bangalore. I came in two-wheeler and I would request you guys sitting in the back, come all the way here. Come in the front. There's a lot of seats empty here. Come in the front. Let me start by talking about Kozhikode. I've never been here. This is my first time. Actually, I bought a new bike, Himalayan to 450, and I wanted to do a road trip. And it was a coincidence. The friends of Figma sent me a message saying that would you like to come to Calicut and talk about design. I said okay, I'll do it, and it was a beautiful ride from Bangalore, and trust me, this place stole my heart. Beautiful people, and from the time I've arrived, the friends of Figma team is like hosting me, taking me to all the places. I'm a foodie. I've been eating fish and amma mess. And Bijit is spoiling me every day, and it looks like if I change my mind, I think I'll end up staying back here, not going back to Bangalore. So this is beautiful city, guys. So yeah, clap. Beautiful city. Yeah. So my introduction they already gave, so I won't introduce myself again. But years back, right, I had a long 10 minutes introduction because I didn't know how to introduce myself. Because I started my career as an artist, then became a designer, then I started my own design studio, then I scaled the design studio globally, and there's so much, I didn't know how to put it. You know who helped me to shorten it? Not audience, AI. AI helped me to shorten it. So that's the beauty of AI. So AI literally took that and shrunk it and made it so short. Now I don't take 10 minutes to introduce myself. It's hardly less than a minute. I'm an artist by heart, a designer by soul, an entrepreneur by choice. So this is my quick introduction. But before this, it was a good 10 minutes of introduction. So today I'm going to talk about a very favorite topic of mine. That's the myths designer believe in. How many of you know what myth is? Myth is like a belief which is not true. It is like a story that we believe. How many of you believe that you will not start your own company? You can raise your hands because even I believed that. For a long time I believed that I will not start my own. I'm very happy in a company and I will never ever risk my life. Please raise your hands. How many of you believe this? Because I'm going to break that myth now. How many of you believe that you will never become an artist? How many of you believe that you don't know how to sketch? Very good. Very, very good. So that's the myth I'm going to burst today. Because all these things I believed growing as a designer, then starting my own company. And the beauty of this is that's what led me to build Lollipop. So let's get started. So do you want to become an entrepreneur? You want to start your own design studio or build your own product? Great. Awesome. That's what I promote these days. I promote everybody to start your own, either become a freelancer, contractor, or start your own company. That is a clicker here, okay. So this introduction is done, and this is not my original hair, this is my original hair. Okay, that's a colored hair. I colored it for a long time, and after that I shaved my hair and I got all this gray, and people were like, this is so nice, what color is this? This shade of this color is 45. Please write down. 45 years. So how many of you believe that art is a God-gifted talent? Please raise hands, because even I used to appreciate people. If somebody plays good music, we always say that God-gifted. What a talent, what a gift it is. We all say that, right? Why do we say that? We say that because we didn't practice it. We never practiced it. We never tried it. That's why we blame it on somebody who's sitting up, and we think he is jobless. He only finds people and puts art in them. That is not true. So I was doing good in my studies. I was good, not a rank holder. Until my 6th, 7th, I was really good with studies. Then once what happened when I was a kid, right, in my 7th standard, we bunch of friends, we got together and we were sketching on a paper. We were actually sketching a pigeon. We had a reference and we were sketching it. Everybody's drawing turned out to be nonsense. It was not looking like a pigeon. It was looking so funny. We still laugh about it. In our WhatsApp group, in our school group, we still laugh about it. So even my drawing turned out horrible. And even I laughed. We all laughed. But only thing is I came back next day to sketch again. Because something triggered me saying that how come I'm not able to sketch a pigeon? That pigeon was so simple. I couldn't sketch that. So I came back and I tried next day. And it was better than the previous sketch. Then that got me into it. The third day I tried, fourth day I was doodling something, I was scribbling something. Then eventually, you know what happened? I fell in love with this magical thing. It's called a wooden stick. It has a graphite inside and a rubber on the other side. What is it called? Oh, yes. You all use pencil? Raise hands. Liars. Show me a pencil. Show me a pencil. Let's open it. Oh, where is your pencil? You don't have one? Oh, you have it in a desk. Okay. I carry pencil box wherever I go. So, I won't introduce pencil to you all. You know what pencil is. A very powerful tool and 100 times more powerful than Figma. Figma has a very limited things. It has a canvas, it has a properties and controllers, but pencil has the world of creativity. So I fell in love with pencil and paper. I started doodling. I doodled so much that I became worst in academy. So my problem was I started visualizing everything. My studies I started visualizing. Social I started visualizing. Science, everything was like drawings and objects for me. And that's the start of my art career. And my rough notes, notebooks, wall, everywhere. Because back in 80s, right, I'm sure Bijit will also connect with this. Back in 80s, if you sketch, your parents would slap. Unlike today, parents appreciate. They put you in art school and all that. They said, wow, you should go to some extracurricular activities. Back then, any kid sketching, right, first thing is the parents will come and slap. Don't dirty the book. Don't dirty the wall. So I went through all those things. And I still remember we had to sketch, we had to write about Battle of Panipat. The battle, I don't know where it happened. We had to write 2 pages of Battle of Panipat, but I couldn't write. My words were not good and I was not good at framing words. So I ended up sketching Battle of Panipat. I drew horses, elephants, people killing each other and all that. That's exactly what was going in my mind. And the last thing I remember was one tight slap on my face. My teacher said, this will not get you marks. So from 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, I went down in academy. My 10th standard marks was, if you have first class, right, second class and third class, take the third class and divide it by 3. The third one was mine. I just passed and now I believe in God. God passed me. For me, it was like academy. I was not the brightest bulb in the class, but I used to participate in every drawing competitions from the school. I used to win awards. By then, I fell in love with art. And I decided that I will become artist. Back then, there was no such thing as graphic designers. Even if there was, studying in a government school, in a Kannada government school, we were never exposed to such things. We didn't know that there's a career for graphic designers. All I knew was artist. Artists back then, what do? They paint boards, billboards, political cutouts, and they do banners. That's what they do. And I thought that's the career that I'll build. But my mom had other plans. I lost my dad when I was 4 years old. My dad was an aircraft engineer. So he was working at National Aerospace Limited. And the government promised my mom that if your son finishes engineering, we'll give him a job here. My mom's dream was to make sure that I study engineering and then get my dad's job. But I was going in opposite direction. So 10th, when I told my mom I want to become an artist, she kicked me out of the house, and that's when my artist journey started. So you can see the slide here, right? This is me. I was 7-8 years old, participating in drawing competitions, and I still have the medals and certificates and all that. For me, art was my first love. And this is my second year in the college, third year in the college. I studied fine arts the first 3 years, and next 2 years I did visual communication. So this was a contract given by the government. So we fine arts students, right, we used to do a lot of small contract works. The government had given us a contract to promote the awareness of AIDS across Bangalore, in and around Bangalore. So we used to go to the smaller towns and paint on the wall about the awareness of AIDS and all this stuff. So I found this beautiful water tank. So I painted this. It came out so good, and everybody were clicking photos, and my friend clicked a photo of me painting it. And then after a month, this is a small town called Srirangapatna from Bangalore. It's about 100 kilometers from Bangalore. I painted it and I fell in love with it. And then after a month I went back and they had wiped that off. And I asked the village head, who wiped it and all that. He asked me, tell me first who painted that. Then for a moment I was silent. I didn't want to say I painted it. Then I was like, sir, what happened? He says, some idiot painted it. Now villagers stopped drinking water from the tank. They believe that that woman died drinking water from this tank. So this is where the user experience come, right? User centric. If you don't think about users, if you paint things like this, right, everybody will get scared. So I fell in love with it, I painted, but the villagers got scared of it. So it was a nice, beautiful story. Thanks to my friend who clicked this picture. And I was like a hippie going around places wherever I could find small jobs about painting. I used to do interiors for star hotels, especially when during festivals, during Christmas, during Seaside Food Festival, I used to decorate the entire thing, interiors and stuff, do those cutouts in wood and all this stuff. And that's how I started paying my education fees and stuff. So how many of you have seen this movie called Sangamam, Tamil movie? It's a A.R. Rahman music. So there is a song in that, I'll show you on YouTube. There's a Kannil Varum Kachiyala. There's a hero-heroine will go into the dream sequence. That entire background and set I designed it. This was in 1998-99, and the hero of that movie is a Malayalam Rahman. And it's a beautiful movie, beautiful songs. Unfortunately, the movie didn't do good because Rajnikant's Padayappa was released at the same time. So obviously, no movie will do good if Rajnikant's movie come. I worked there for 2.5 months with no salary. No salary for 2.5 months, and I used to sleep there. And I was 17 years old, and I discontinued my studies. Went to Chennai in Vadapalini studio. I used to work there, putting background sets for TV serials, for movies, for songs, the random stuff. That studio morning they used to come and say that this portion we want this, and this is for the song sequence. So I loved doing it. So back then there was no reference. Now we have Google and stuff, right? There was no reference. City Central Library was the only reference. We used to take Xerox, come back, sketch, and then convey the same thing to the art directors and then choreographers. Prabhudeva's father was the choreographer for this song. So he will tell us where will the side dancers, where do the main dancers come. So we put a set. Then he will tell us this is the lyrics and this is how you visualize it. And that's the same process that we follow here. Today in the design world, we have designers, we have illustrators, we have developers, we have project managers. There's so many people. A beautiful solution comes out when we all coordinate and work together. That's exactly how good movies come out. And I learned that lesson back then. And the pigeon that I couldn't draw, and today I love sketching. Wherever I go, I carry my sketchbook. And these are the kind of sketches that I do today. If you follow my Instagram, I sketch regularly. And the first myth that I busted is art is not a God-gifted talent. Art is a continuous practice. Trust me, if you want to learn guitar, pick up a guitar, learn, put your heart into it, you will learn. It is not only those gifted people learn guitar, even you can learn. If you want to sketch, get a pencil, get a paper, start doodling it. The first few sketches, 100 sketches is going to be horrible, but trust me, over the time, you will know how to hold the pencil and how much to pressure on the paper and how to move things around. And that's what an artist is born inside. And that's when the artist is born inside. So if you believe that you can't sketch, you're wrong. You can sketch. It's just that you're not interested. The day you show interest, you'll be able to sketch. And is sketch important to be a great designer? Yes. You don't have to sketch things like this. At least convey your ideas on paper. Okay? Don't, for every new idea, don't open Figma. Don't open computers and say, computer is like a horse with that cover thing, right? You only run in the direction that the tool allows you to run. In pencil and a paper, you are free to do whatever you want. To be honest, everything in my career that has happened, it was written on a paper. Till today, right, I don't have an habit of taking notes. I sketch note. I take notes in the form of doodles. I write figures, I write my own Ibru kind of a cave painting kind of a thing. And that's how I take notes. Here is a second myth. Now I'll keep bursting myth that you all believe in, and that's what led me to become who I am today. The second myth that I believed was the left brain and right brain. Do you know what is left brain and right brain? People say you're an engineer, you're a creative person. You're a logic person, you're a artistic person. So that's what the industry still believes in. But lately we have proved it wrong because a lot of engineers are becoming designers. But unfortunately not a lot of designers are becoming engineers. How many engineers here turned designers? Very proud of you guys. Super. Welcome to the design world, and trust me, you will do great. With the technical knowledge and the background that you have, you will do wonders. So as a designer, from artist, after finishing college, I got into graphic design. Back then, graphic design is no computers, everything handmade. Everything, brochures, logo, everything was handmade. So my career right after college went down. No jobs. Every job was not paying well. My seniors were working in companies where they didn't pay them for 6 months. So they were just waiting for one opportunity to get a full-time job. The Bangalore that you see today, back then, Bangalore had only 2 design studios, Mahabozal and Trikaigre. That was filled with my college ex-students. So that was the job opportunity back then. So I totally believed in this, left brain and right brain. I believed I'm the creative brain. I don't understand logic until I got my first opportunity to touch the computer. So this was for a company called 123greetings.com. If you remember 123greetings.com, you're all young kids. Back then there used to be a portal where we send e-greetings. So in that greetings you will see Santa Claus flying, for Diwali crackers bursting and all that. Those are the things that I designed and animated it. So I got a job there. I didn't even know what computers were, and I didn't even know how to shut down a computer. Every day evening I used to pull the wire and go home. And the computer went for a toss. My boss came and asked me, what are you doing? I said, I shut it down. Can you show me how you shut it down? I turn the plug off. Today you can do it. In 90s when you do that right, system won't start next day. Because you have to start with the DOS command. So he said, boss, this is not how you do it. You learn computers first. He put me on computer training with his own expense. I had no other option, but I had to learn it. Lot of learnings come when life puts you in a situation. Imagine if I was born in a rich family, everything was there, I wouldn't have gone and learned computers. I would have been someone else. Because I had to prove something to my mother. I told my mother that this is a great career. I don't want to become an engineer. I will become an artist. From an artist, I'll become a designer. And I will prove a point. So my first sketch on computer was on a Wacom tablet. Back then, Wacom tablet was wired. When you sketch something, after a few seconds it appears on monitor. There was a lag. Systems were very, very slow. But the memory, right, the art school that I went to, they train me how to sketch. Because today you sketch using visuals, right? You take a photo, then you go home and sketch. Back then there was nothing like that. My art school used to pick us up from the class, drop us in the market, and we sit in the market with the board, and whatever we see there, we are supposed to sketch. And we have to take next day morning and pin it on the wall, and that's when you get marks. So now imagine in a market, people move, everything moves. How will you sketch? You don't capture it, no smartphones, no cameras. How will you sketch? So your memory, right, your capturing memory becomes so strong. When you see something, then you put an outline, and then you start doing your first level of shadings, next level of shading, third level of shading, then you go home, then you fine tune it. You go home with the memory of what you have seen. And that's what you have been trained. And that's the beauty of art, right? Art always trains you to the core. And that helped me to sketch on Wacom. I really didn't want to see the monitor, but I knew where my pen was moving. So I sketched on Wacom, and my job was to sketch and give it to the developers. And that's it. Go home, every day come sketch, give it to the developers. Then I realized that what is that guy doing that I am not able to do? So he was coding. He was using a tool called Flash Macromedia, which Adobe killed it. One of the best animation tool that I have ever seen in my life. So when I saw this guy, his name was Pramod from Kerala, and he said, I'm a developer. Whatever you do, I develop this. Then I asked him, show me how to develop it. He said, write the first code. The first code you write is hello world. Correct? So I wrote hello world, and I put the HTML tags around it, and I refreshed the browser. I felt like I was a scientist. I felt so good. I did something on the notepad, and when I output it as an HTML, it appears there. Then I put bold, it became bold. I put color red, it became color red. You know the feeling? It's like a scientist feeling. I felt like I went to Mars and came back. All this while I believed that I cannot do these things because I failed in mathematics, failed in science, failed in social. I thought I will never be able to code. And then I put something called marquee. You know marquee? When you put marquee, right, it moves. Then I became animator. My text hello world moved and came back. And that's the start of my engineer. And I went and got a Java book, HTML book, started practicing it, and I fell in love with technology. I fell in love so much with it. I started learning ActionScript and Flex. That is, Flex is a part of Adobe Flash. I started coding it and started my journey, and from there, my career picked up. Being a simple artist, just by plugging technology to it, right, my career just picked up. From 1,700 rupees salary, they raised straight to 6,000 rupees salary. If you ever want to see some magic like that, right, please learn things. Don't stick to your title. Don't be that UI designer. Dying as a UI designer is not great. Don't be that UX designer and die. Okay, learn everything. This is a beautiful world. Design is like an endless. Titles are all nothing. It's just something that you can carry it, that's it. But you're not that, you're beyond that. And then I fell in love with coding. For 2 years I was coding, I was not designing. I was like mad about coding. And that's when I realized that all this nonsense, left brain, right, it doesn't exist. It's good to see on the books, it's good to talk about it, but if life puts you in a situation, right, you'll use all sides of your brains. Okay? If suddenly, if the design market, every company announces that you should know front-end coding, will you learn or no? Obviously you'll learn. Will you say, no, I don't want to be a designer? You can't say that. Because if you say, you will not fit into this world. So this is my 2003 journey, my first computer that I bought. And in 2 years I went to Saudi Arabia. I didn't even know where that country was. So I wanted money. I wanted to earn more money. Because my sister's marriage, same story, I'm sure most of you guys, Saudi is very close from here, right? From Kerala, all the Middle East countries so close. Is it walkable distance from here? It just feels like I'm almost close here. I just have to cross the beach and I'll go to Dubai. So I designed the first ITPL website, Information Technology Park, in Bangalore, and I designed and developed it. And they wrote a nice article in the Kannada newspaper about me. And this was in early 2000. That's when Bangalore was becoming an IT hub. And they wrote a beautiful article with a screenshot of the website that I designed. And they mentioned that this is the future of Bangalore. Bangalore is turning a technology hub. Very nice to see my first work to be published in the newspaper. And some sheikh in Dubai saw that, in Saudi saw that, and he called me up. He called my office reception, and he said, "Who designed this?" He said, "There's this young guy called Anil Reddy." I said, "Can I speak to him?" When I went, I picked up the phone. Back then, calls had a lag. So when they speak, there was a few seconds of, you have to wait for some time. I thought my friends are pranking it, and I said, "I shut up and keep the call, man." I kept the call. Again, he called up. He said, "Mr. Anil, I'm Mr. Rai Dalagal speaking." I like, "Hey, Raf." And then he called up. Then I realized some serious person here. I should not be doing this. Then I said, "Hello." I said, "I'm coming to Bangalore, and I have a company in Saudi. Would you like to come to Saudi?" I didn't know where Saudi was. I never left Bangalore and went. My entire life was in Bangalore and Chennai. And then I said, "Yeah, you come." My first question in an interview when he came down to Bangalore, right? "How much is my salary?" Sometimes you need to be shameless, right? If that matters to you, it's okay. It's fine to ask that. You don't have to feel bad about asking salary. Do you ask that? Today you can't ask that. You'll become very bad. Okay. Back then, that was my requirement. That 6,000 rupees was not enough to run family and get my sister married. So I sat. He explained Saudi Arabia is this. We all play football together. We're all friends. Everything was a lie. Back then, Saudi was a very strict country. Very, very, very strict country. Nobody plays football. Especially your boss doesn't play football with employees. So I signed. I said, "I'll come." He asked me, "Do you have any question?" I said, "I have one question. What is my salary?" He just calculated. He said, 40,000 rupees. "Will you come?" I said, "I'll come right now." I said, "Let's go." I said, "Are you sure it is 40,000? He said, "It's 40,000. I came home and I told my mom, I got a job in Saudi. When I don't know where Saudi is, my mom doesn't even know where Saudi is. My mom studied only till 3rd standard. And she was figuring out where is Saudi. Then she went to her office. She worked in the same company that my father worked as a cleaner in a hospital. So she went and asked, and those guys said, "Saudi is a dangerous country. They'll chop your hands there." She came back and said, "Don't go to Saudi. They'll chop your hands." I said, "Why will they chop hands? They give me 40,000. Then she said, "Definitely chop your hands and legs for 40,000. And I was like confused. Now what is this 40,000 rupees offer? Then I said, "I'll go." So I packed my bags, went to Saudi. As soon as I landed in airport, they took my passport, gave the passport back after 2 years. For 2 years, I learned patience. And everything was a lie. He told he is a big company. It was a lie. There are only 2 people, one Filipino guy and me. We both were working, and we ended up building that company. That company is called Zafnet. We took from 2 people company and we scaled it to 30 people. That helped me, gave me confidence to start my own company. So I worked for 2 years. But I didn't know the real meaning of design. I knew the art side of the design. I knew the technology side of the design. I really wanted to know what is design. Because in my college, everything I learned was artistic. Then in my job, everything I learned was technology. But design is much more than this, right? So I decided to save money, go to New Zealand and do masters. Back then, we didn't have so much of information available on internet. There was no YouTube, there was nothing. In Google search, 3-4 searches comes, that's it maximum. So I decided to go to New Zealand, saved money, went to New Zealand, and I studied in Christchurch, in Design and Arts College of New Zealand, and I learned the third side of the design, that is the strategy side of the design. Now strategy is the business side of the design. That's what I learned in New Zealand, and after 1 year of doing masters, I topped the university there. And this is my university photo. These are the designs that I did. If you go to New Zealand Christchurch, right, you will see this in the reception. They still have it. third myth, designers are introverts. How many introverts here? Come on, raise hands, man. You're not raising hands because you're in your hometown, correct? Come to Bangalore, everybody will raise hands. Because everybody speaks Malayalam very comfortable. Are you not introvert? No? Sorry? Was very good. Okay, if you're not introvert, I'll ask you to come here and talk to me. Good? Okay. So, for me, I was an introvert. I was very shy character and I always believed that people should see my work, fall in love with it. I didn't have the talent of selling my own work. You know why? Because I couldn't speak English. Until my 10th, I went to Kannada government school where English was not my language. Kannada, very fluent. And in college, again, all surrounded by Kannadigas, Kannada. And I never ever went and spoke to any English speaking people. I always feared making friends with English speaking people. And I always feared that I'll speak something wrong and people will laugh at me. And this disease, right, went on for a long time. So when I went to New Zealand, I didn't present my own designs. That's when I realized that how come all these years I ignored this simple language called English. And a lot of people here, especially in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, right, people still struggle to speak English. And I'm very honest because almost 30 to 40% of people at Lollipop are from Kerala. Amazing designer, super talented designer. But when it comes to presenting and speaking, absolute zero. Zero. As soon as I put them in front of a client, they're like full blank. But before that, great artist, great performers, in front of a client, not even one single word comes out. And I went through that. In New Zealand, the first day when I went to university, I didn't even understand what my lecturer was saying. So I took an MP3 recorder, I put it on the table, I recorded that, went to City Central Library. In a country like New Zealand, right, they offer free services where they take the recording and turn that into notes and give. It's a voluntary service. So I did that for some time, then I realized that English is a simple language and how come I don't speak? So I started speaking, people started laughing, then I realized at least I'm entertaining someone. So I started with the F word first. For everything, just put effort. And that became like, I know English. And don't start with that now. Back then in New Zealand, it's okay, it's acceptable. And then I called my friends and asked, Macha, I want to learn English, what should I do? Read books. If I read books, I would have got first class in 10th, right? I said, I can't read books. I still have a problem. As soon as I open books, right, I get stomach pain, vomiting sensation, loose motion, almost cancer symptoms I get. I can't read books. I can only pose on Instagram like sitting and reading book. I don't sit for 5 minutes. I can't even read book. I don't read books. And every learning, right, it's hard life lessons. So I opened the book. I got all these pains, attacks and all that. I closed it. Then they said, watch movies. If you watch movies, you learn English. Then I didn't know what kind of movies to watch. The first movie I watched, I didn't understand what they were speaking. Then I thought I should watch simple movies. I watched Jackie Chan movies. And I only realized that even that fellow doesn't know English. And I became a Jackie Chan fan. Very big, die-hard Jackie Chan fan. And I'll tell you something here. I became Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan fan. Such a big fan. I will turn 45 next month. For my fitness, I credit them. I went to learn English. I ended up learning martial art. I bought nunchak, I bought every damn thing and I was practicing it. English, I left it aside for some time. And once I picked that language, right, once I became comfortable speaking in English, this entire introvert character was killed. I became so confident, I started presenting my own designs and I was just waiting for the opportunity. In New Zealand, I designed a campaign called, it's for an Adidas, it's called Super Obsessed, you can find it on internet. I won 3 international awards for that. In 2005, I designed an e-commerce which was way ahead of its time. So I shot a video of all the rugby players in a phantom camera, that's 1000 frames per second, where the players were running in the field, and we recorded that video, put it on flash, and I coded that. So basically when you hover on them, everyone will freeze, so you can buy whatever they're wearing. You can click on the jersey, pants, flags, wigs and all this stuff, and you can just click on that and buy. Imagine in 2006 and 7, I designed and coded that, and that concept I sold it to a client, and the client was Adidas. And I went and I convinced that client that please give me $500,000 and I will make this a very successful campaign. Search was super obsessed, and you'll find my name there. And this was my team at Ogilvy. Ogilvy is world's #1 agency, ad agency. I worked at Ogilvy, and I used to head the team. And then I moved to TBWA. TBWA is the agency that designed Apple products. And after my New Zealand thing, I realized that I had all the comforts. Working 10 years in New Zealand, I had a house, was married, had a kid, had a sports bike, good salary. All that poverty, all that no money, that story was over. I was not happy with my life. With so much of comfort, is this what I want? I want to risk something. I want to do something in my life. So one day, that is in 2010, I just woke up and I told my wife that let's pack up bags and go back to India. She was like, are you mad or what? After struggling all these years, you have now settled, now you're doing good in life. First thing she did was she called my mom and said, your son has gone mad. He wants to come back to India. My mother was like, went to all the temples, prayed, and he was like, son is going mad. She called me up, he's like, please don't come, India is not good, no jobs here, you know, right, we went through all the struggles, we don't want to go back there. I said, nothing doing, I'm coming back. I had no idea what to do in India. Packed my bags, I came back. First day, I went full quarter. I finished all that stuff, all the biryanis in Bangalore. Then I want to do something. This time I want to risk, I don't want to work somewhere. And this thing, right, designers can't think business, designers can't do business, right, was haunting me. Because every fellow designer whom I studied or worked, right, they reminded me that, dude, don't do it. Designers can't do business, designers cannot sell. And even if you can sell it, right, you'll only start a small company, but forever it will be a struggle. Then I somewhere believe that when I can burst a myth of art is not a God-gifted talent, designers cannot code, and introverts, all this myth, when I can burst it, why can't I experiment with starting my own? So told the third, fourth day, I told my wife that I'm starting a design studio. She was like, where are you going to start the design studio? I said, here in the bedroom. So I got an iMac, I put it there, I started. My first lead, I got it through my friend. I called all my friends and I told them I'm starting. They said, don't risk, because there is no jobs, nobody is going to pay you. You earned such a good salary back in New Zealand, nobody is going to pay you. Stay here for 2-3 months and pack your bags and go back. I said, no, I'll start. I got the first lead, and the lead was good. I was supposed to meet him next day, and I didn't know how to meet, because when you work in a company, right, no company will expose you to meeting clients. So have you ever met clients? Yes, very good. Great, awesome. I think things have changed now. Now you are able to meet clients, interact with them. Back then, I was spoon-fed. So basically, I sit with my team, project managers bring everything and put it on the table, we design and we ship the product. So next day, I was supposed to meet the client. I didn't know how to meet a client. I never interacted with a client. And I went, just before meeting the client, my friend said, don't introduce yourself as Anil, introduce yourself as a company. Then I didn't know what to do. Went on GoDaddy, searched for all the domain names. All domain names under Pixel was taken. Then GoDaddy suggested Pixie Tree. I said, okay, let's name something. I overnight designed Pixie Tree logo, designed a business card. Next day morning, I went to Printo, printed business card, put it, wore on formal. That too, I never had a formal pant in my life. I always wear jeans. And my friends again said, don't go in jeans, don't go in t-shirt. You're doing sales, go formal, wear a formal shirt. Bought a formal shirt. I went in, it was in Leela Palace, one of the star hotels in Bangalore. He was sitting in the coffee shop. Then I went, I didn't know how to greet a client. Normally, designers, what we do, we give hi-fi, what's up, man, what's up, bro, and all that. You're not supposed to do that with the client, right? So I went and I shook hands, I sat down, and then he asked me, okay, introduce yourself. I said, I'm Anil from Pixie Tree. He was like, oh, you're from Pixie Tree? And I'm wondering, what is Pixie Tree? I started it last night. What Pixie Tree? I was like, sir, Pixie Tree, what do you think Pixie Tree? He thought Pixie Tree is some company like Mindtree or Softtree in Bangalore. I like, sir, I started last night, and Pixie Tree was the name, and we had a good laugh, and he said, look, I have a project, and it's a very, very good project, and I'm building a SaaS product, close to 150 screens, and I want you to design. We got along very well. I paid for the coffee, the most expensive coffee in the Star Hotel, and when you start a company, all these things come in your mind, how much you paid for the coffee and all that. Then I went back home and I called my friends, like I got the first project, how much should I charge him? Nobody had a clue. They all work in a company. They said charge 10,000 rupees. I said 150 screens, how can you charge 10,000? Okay, charge 20,000. Like 20,000 is also less. If you charge 1 lakh, you won't sign up. Like 1 lakh is too much. And then my wife said, don't charge too much, don't charge too less, keep in between. I said in between also you won't pay. Then I gave 10,000 rupees as a proposal. I didn't even know how to write a proposal. I downloaded a template on Google, a PDF, changed it to Pixie Tree. It had no terms and conditions. It had no how many design options I'll send. It was an invoice saying that 150 screens, 10,000 rupees. He negotiated and got it down to 7,000 rupees. 150 screens, I worked for 3 months with a down payment of 3.5 or 4,000 rupees. He paid me down payment. Third month, he sent an email saying that you're one of the worst designer I've ever worked. You wasted my time, return my 4,000 back. My first business start was like this. I returned his 4,000 rupees, and heartbreaking, after 3 months, no money in the pocket. I drained all the money that we saved in New Zealand, and this time my mother and my wife were very, very clear, pack your bags, let's go back to New Zealand. I said, I'm not doing it. I think I'm doing something wrong. I will not do sales. I don't know what I'm doing, but I will get this. You know, it becomes your ego. It touches your ego when something like this happens. And especially designers' ego is like Mount Everest. Correct? When somebody rejects your design, you want to kill him, right? Yes or no? You want to punch him. Yeah, kill is too much. You want to punch him, right? But you pretend as if, thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate it. You feel like really kicking him hard, right? So my ego got on to me. I'm like, I can't accept this. And I told everyone in New Zealand that I am going to India to start something. And I've told all my relatives that I have started a company. And I didn't want to give up. So then I thought I should talk about design. In 2011, when nobody knew what UX UI was. So I was talking about UX UI, and that topic was an alien topic. Nobody understood what this one was. So I thought I should go and educate people, educate startups about it. The first thing is, I don't like my company name. I should change it to something. So I was sitting and thinking, what should I change my company name into? I should change it to something where people will remember this. So lollipop.design, register the domain. Let's start. Lollipop started from there, from 2012, the start of Lollipop. In the same bedroom, and this time, I didn't do sales. I went out and started educating startups about design first approach. Because back then, everybody took tech first approach. They build a product, and after building a product, they would come to a designer just to put a lipstick on the pig, right? Can you put some colorful buttons and colorful banners and make it look good? That's exactly what designer's job was. So I was kind of time and again proving it wrong, that you cannot do tech first, you should do design first. So some beautiful opportunities came up. My first project was Alma Mater for Varun Agarwal, which became a super hit. So that project I designed 6 minutes. Plus Q&A. Okay. My heart is, it's like a time bomb here. Okay. So that project became very big, and a lot of media started writing about it. So I automated t-shirt design online, and I designed and coded it. I was a single person, and then that project got me so many projects. The next project was Swiggy. Swiggy was a startup, and after that, every other Paytm was a startup. Every Vijay, everybody was a startup, and everybody lined up outside. Then I moved out of my apartment, took a small space, hired 2 people. That's the start of Lollipop. That's my bedroom. This is where it started. So, what I learned from talking to people is you have to be shameless. When you're doing sales, right, you have to be utter shameless. You cannot keep the words inside. You have to just vomit everything off and go home and just feel that, okay, it's over now. Once what happened, Narayan Murthy was there in the airport, in Pune airport. He was standing in the queue. For me, I was like, I want to go say hi to him because he's built one of the best companies in the world. But there was a fear inside. Like, how am I going to say hi to him? What if he ignores me? And suddenly there was a battle in my head. Like, if I don't say hi to him, that means I cannot do sales. I cannot talk to people. I'm sweating, I'm shivering. I'm like, it's just a Narayan Murthy standing there. And then everybody went and sat. And Narayan Murthy sat. And next to him there was a seat empty. And for me, it was like, I still have a chance to say hello to him. Then I asked the air hostess, can I sit next to him? And she asked, is this your seat? Like, it's not my seat, but I would like to say hello to him. But I will go back to my seat. She was kind enough. She said, okay, go sit. I sat next to him. And he's a nice gentleman. He covered his face with newspaper. And I was like, sir, sir, I'm Anil from Lollipop, sir. This is my card. And I started a design company, sir. I said, very good, man. What design is it? It's a UI UX studio, sir. Very good, very good. Keep it up. Sir, thank you, sir. I went back like I achieved something. Just a minutes back, I had fear of talking to him. I went back, I called people. I said, I met Narayan Murthy. I said hello to him. I spoke for half an hour. I spoke only 2 words. Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Full lies. In internet also, I went and said, great conversation with Narayan Murthy. No conversation. Hello, hi, bye. That's it. Went back and came home. Then after that, I met him in Ahmedabad. And this time it became like, let me try again. I went and said, hello, sir. I'm Anil from Lollipop, sir. Big guy, right? He doesn't remember. He said, hello. What do you do? I said, I run a design studio called Lollipop, sir. He said, very good. Then after that, I met him in Silicon, India. Again, I went, like, hey, you're the Lollipop guy? Yes, sir. I'm so happy he remembers. What do you want, man? Sir, nothing, sir. You remember me, right? Yeah, I remember you. Tell me what you want. Nothing, sir. I just wanted to say hi to you. I feel good whenever I say hi to you. I said, go meet my son and talk to him. I met his son, Rohan. He gave me the biggest project. Sometimes you have to be shameless. I went and said hello, and that's what got me to do sales at Lollipop. I started knocking every door. Every door. And one of the biggest sales I have ever closed was, I was coming back from airport and I took a Uber taxi. The Uber driver said, pay me cash and cancel the trip. I need cash today. I said, that doesn't matter to me whether I pay Uber or you. I canceled the trip and I said, I'll give you cash. Then while driving, he said, sir, give me your card. Next time when you're going to airport, I'll come and pick you up. I said, fine. I gave my card. And then he went on speaking. His name is Manjunath. Every other person in Bangalore is Manjunath. So he dropped me home. And that same day, he picked up someone from airport. And this guy was coming from London to Bangalore. And he lied to him saying that I pick up people from Bangalore. They all pay me cash. You also pay me cash. And he asked him, whom all do you pick up? He pulled my card. And he showed it to him, saying that I pick up this person. He has a very big company here. Back then I was only 10 people team. And this guy picked the card and he said, do you know him? He said, I know him. So he took the phone and called me. He had come to Bangalore looking for a design studio. You never know where the next project is. And after that, I started promoting Lollipop to my milkman, watchman, maid. Everybody, I carried brand Lollipop on my shoulders so proudly. Wherever I go, temple priest, even that person who looks after the slipper outside, everybody Lollipop. I was obsessed. My name you remember now, but a few years back I was called the lollipop guy. At airport when I walk, people used to come say, "You're the lollipop guy." I'm not lollipop guy. I'm Anil Reddy. So now people remember or recognize me as Anil Reddy. But back then I promoted lollipop left, right, and center. And this is my first studio when I moved out of the lollipop. I exited lollipop last month. Yeah, and I exited for a reason, exact the same reason. In 2010, I wanted to risk my life. I did something, and again, I wanted to risk my life. I'm building a product, so I just exited Lollipop. Lollipop is in a very good hands of great leaders, and some of the leaders are from Kerala, and they're doing wonderful over there. And I'm sure they will scale it globally to many other countries. But I'm a chief advisor at Lollipop. I'm building product now. I will show you a demo of the product if there is time. We have 3 minutes. Okay. So for more stories, follow me on Instagram. I'm very active. I'm not an influencer. I just post whatever comes every day, from eating chips to eating biryani to everything. I don't create content. I just post my daily life. So the moral of the story is there is so many myths that we believe, and don't sleep over it. Don't believe it. Okay. Try to burst it. Okay. If you think you can't do some things right, at least give it a shot. At least give it a try. Okay. Worst thing is you'll fail. And what happens after failure, right? You'll cry for some time, you'll feel bad for some time. It's okay. Cry and feel bad. But eventually you'll figure out next time how to do it better. Okay. Forever if you believe that you can't code, forever you believe that you can't sketch, forever you believe that you can't do business, you'll always remain that. You'll always remain an employee in a company, which is not wrong. My mother worked in a company for 35 years and she fed us and she educated us. There's nothing wrong about it. But that entrepreneurship or that artist, everything is inside. You need to train, you need to explore those things. If you don't, you'll always remain with one single title. And in my career, right, if you ask me who I am, I started my career as a graphic designer. Designer stayed, graphic moved. Graphic became web, web became GUI. GUI stands for graphical users interface. Then GUI moved, became a digital moved and became UI. UI became UX, UX became product, and now I'm a design director. Now what remained all through my life is graphic designer, web designer. I'm a designer. Simple. I'm till now I'm a designer. And what is design according to me, right? That 14 years of running a company and 24 years of being a designer, design is a beautiful solution. It's a beautiful solution. You cannot just solve the problem. You have to beautify it. And how do you beautify this, right? With the 4 elements. You start with strategy, then move to technology, then psychology, and then art. Just remember these 4 things. And it's as simple as that. And if you can acquire all this knowledge, great. But you don't have to be a master in everything. You don't have to be a master in technology. You don't have to be a master in strategy, psychology and all that. But at least have a basic understanding of all this stuff. This will help you to develop and design great product in wherever you're working. Become a great leader in wherever you're working. In future, you will build your own product. And all the leaders at Lollipop have all the 4 skills. They're leaders because they know everything. If they know only technology, they would belong to engineering team. If they know only design, they'll be in the studio team. The design leaders, they know all 4 things. Let me show you the product I'm building. This is the first time I'm showing it in the public. Where's the Chrome browser? So the story of building a product was, I love pets. I've got 2 dogs at home. And this is the domain I entered. Yeah, it's called Happy Pet. Okay. So this is the new portal that I designed, and I wrote the entire tech framework for this. This is on React and Node.js. And what I'm doing with this portal is I'm playing around with data, with AI, and whatever I learned for the last 14 years about technology, AI and all that, I'm experimenting here. Now, the beauty of this one is it's design first approach, obviously, And the design system that he spoke about, we have implemented that. And this first time I'm doing some predictive analytics on this. Like for example, if you want to know about dogs, we have close to 233 dogs information here. If you want to know anything about any dog here, like for example, let's go to American Bully. It pulls the data of everything about American Bully related to the Indian context. It'll tell you how much is it, an average monthly expenses. It'll also find you the puppies from the registered breeders. So you can find a puppy here, you can post an inquiry, and the breeder will immediately call you. So within a span of 9 months, we built all this stuff. It's live, and it will tell you the characteristics of this dog and your monthly expenses. And this time, I'm not just wearing a tech or a design hat, I'm wearing a data hat. And trust me, if you're designing dashboards, if you're designing SaaS platform, right, that's the best thing to design. The amount of romance that you have with data, right, is so amazing. And for me, data is like, it's like a Lego block. You give it to me, I can create whatever I want. And I'm learning data analytics and all this stuff. You won't be surprised if I become a data engineer and also a veterinary doctor. I'm sure I'm planning to study but so we have built mobile applications for pet parents to maintain every health record of your dogs, cats, and all this stuff. And you can compare this with any dog. This is Indian Parai. And look at the speed that it loads. It pulls the data in a fraction of a second. And you can go to all breeds, to directory. It pulls the data of all the pet influencers in India. You can interact with them. So all the pet influencers are here. Now brands can interact with them. And within the span of 9 months, we have become one of the top media house for the pet industry. So we write, we have a team of 7 people writing, covering news about the pet industry in India. So every element in this is very, very, very well thought, and everything is so interconnected. Like for example, if you want to know the author, if you want to follow the author who's written this, you can do that. You can connect to the author, like this is written by the Happy Pet team, you can follow, you can connect. And even the registration, we have so simplified it, just a phone number, you're inside the portal. And we have built we have covered all the animal shelters in India, pet stores. We have 5,600 pet stores covered, and we host all the pet events. And what else? Yeah, for example, if you don't know what to name your dog, we have a pet name generator. You can pick for what, and you can go by the theme, and you can select whatever you want. You can generate a name. Save this name, or you can share this name. So just think of a pet and everything is covered. And normally it takes about 2 to 3 years to pull this kind of a data. But as a designer, as a person who understands technology, I pulled every single data using AI in 8 months. The entire India pet data in 8 months, and put it in an interface. And now people across India is using this platform to understand about pets, whether they should bring dog or a cat, if it's dog, how expensive it is, and all this stuff. So thus I finished my story at Lollipop. I started Happy Pet. Thank you.